How did you feel about it? That is the important thing. How do you feel? If you feel relaxed, of course today for most of you there are 3 or 4 have come before. It's the first time, so it might take you some time to get adjusted. Because never in your life have you all been told when you're listening to concerts to close your eyes and to concentrate on your breathing. Everybody wants to see the fingers of the piano. It doesn't mean this. Now, we go to the next piece, again by Bach. This time it's going to be a sad piece. But remember that sadness, joy and sadness are 2 sides of the same coin. I'm going to prove it to you today in terms of sound. And here, I want to quote to you what Gibran said. Khalil Gibran was a famous Lebanese mystic. And he told us something very, very beautiful. I must tell you it in his own words. I must quote his exact words. But before that, I must tell you that his words have such power that once when he was giving a discourse like this to a number of people, his discourses used to be for about 2 hours. Somebody walked in, a person who was very, very upset. He was as if he was possessed. He was so upset and distraught. And he sat for 2 hours, and at the end of it, he was totally a transformed man. So they asked him, which point of Gibran touched you? Which argument? Well, because when the teacher speaks, he gives reasons for saying so many things. And he said the most astounding thing. He gave the most fantastic reply. He says that I don't even know the language in which the master was speaking. So I can't tell you which point he said. But there's something about the vibration about his voice. Something happened and it hit me inside. And a scholar, when he studied Gibran, he said, if this legend is not true, it deserves to be true. Because this tells you the power of words, the magic that is words. And if words have such magic, how much more does sound have? Then this musical sound has no rules of grammar or vocabulary. They say music is the language of angels. It just comes into you direct. It talks directly. Whether the composer was German or whether he was British, it doesn't matter. Now, I will tell you what Gibran said. I'll give it to you in his exact words. And this is what he said. First I'll explain a little bit, because what he was saying is that when you are happy, look inside yourself and look into the reasons of why you are happy, how you are happy, what makes you happy. And you will find that actually what was the sorrow has been converted into a joy, and that's why you're happy. I'll give an example. Suppose you're very, very happy that you have come out first in the exam. That was a good thing. Or also the sorrow part is how much you must have studied, how much you must have worked for it to get that. If you're in very good health, fine. But when you were sick, look at that. It was that sorrow that's giving you joy. Gibran explains it, and I will give it to you in his own words. And this is what he said. He said, your joy is your sorrow unmasked. Your joy is your sorrow unmasked. And the self-same well from which your laughter arises has often been filled with your tears. And how else can that be? The deeper that sorrow carves into your being, the more joy you can contain. It's not the cup that holds your wine, the very cup that has burned in the potter's oven. And it's not the root that soothes your spirit, the very wood that has been hollowed with knives. When you are joyful, look deep into yourself and you will find that it is only your sorrow that is giving you joy. And when you are really sorrowful, look into your hearts and you will see that what you are weeping for had been your delight. Some of you say that our joy is more than our sorrows, and some say sorrows are more than our joys. But I say to you, they are inseparable. Together they come. And remember, when one is at your board, the other is asleep on your bed. Verily I say to you, you are like scales suspended between your joys and your sorrows. It is only when you are empty that you are balanced. Now we are going to see a very sorrowful tune which I am playing. I want you to just consider one sorrow of yours, one sorrow. Maybe a death of a loved one, maybe a death of a pet, maybe a nuisance. And just keep that in your mind and you listen to the music. It's very soothing music. It's Baroque music. And as we play our variations, we are going to give you a surprise. This is a sad music. But in between, we will play another Baroque tune, which is a very, very happy tune, which is called Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring. It's one of the happiest tunes that Bach wrote. But this is another sad tune about Bach. But we are somehow intertwining them together. I want you to enjoy the whole experience. So I want you to concentrate on your breathing, sit in a relaxed position, and let the music flow. You'll feel a sad music coming, okay, have patience. Just take it in. It's not going to depress you, no harm. And then you'll find a lovely, joyful tune coming. Somehow at the same time.